This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
A show like The Big Bang Theory is not supposed to be a mainstream success. Not when the two lead characters are a theoretical physicist and an experimental physicist, or when episodes involve the Born-Oppenheimer approximation and Schrödinger's cat, or when a lot of attention is paid to whiteboards and theorems. It's just not. And it probably wouldn't have gone further than the idea bin if it weren't for the power and respect that creator Chuck Lorre commanded when in 2006 he, along with Bill Prady, went to CBS with an idea for a new series built on that very concept. In almost any other setting, it would not have made it through the door, and then if it had, it would have been greeted with a, "Thanks, we'll get back to you." But Lorre had a plan, albeit a risky one. And to understand how it came together, you have to go back to childhood obsessions, computer programming days, and a determined television executive by the name of Peter Roth.
Chuck Lorre, co-creator The Big Bang Theory, co-creator 2.5 Men. Growing up, I devoured all things DC Comics, and then Marvel came along and elevated the whole genre. Everything changed when I read Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles as a kid. That changed my life. I became obsessed with devouring every book by every sci-fi author I stumbled upon. And that led to Robert A. Heinlein and Isaac Asimov and Frank Herbert's Dune, which led to Roger Zelazny. I was an enormous fan of Star Trek in the 60s, so much so that when it got canceled after 3 seasons, the same year the Smothers Brothers got canceled, I said, that's it for television. I'm through with television. Any medium that would cancel Star Trek and Smothers Brothers is not worth my time. I would tell anybody that would listen that television was a stupid medium and we need not spend any time with it. And then during the next decade, I didn't even own a TV. Unless I was dating a woman with a television, I didn't watch it. I was also stupid poor, so any money I made certainly wasn't going to be spent on buying a TV.
Ironically, the man who declared himself through with television is now one of the most prolific and successful television producers in history, having been called the king of comedy. And while Lorre has proven himself to be a hitmaker again and again, he will be the first to tell you that no successful comedy is a solo effort.
Peter Roth, former chairman, Warner Brothers Television Group. In 1994, I was at 20th Network Television, now 20th Century Fox Television Productions. My boss, Peter Chernin, said to me, "Peter, you do a great job in drama, but frankly, you suck in comedy." And he was right. That led to my team and I putting together a list of what we considered to be the 7 greatest comedy creators and showrunners in the business. Number 1 on that list, Chuck Lorre. Number 2 on that list was Danny Jacobson, who created Mad About You, followed by 5 others who will remain anonymous because none of them succeeded. I brought that list to Mr. Chernin, who said, "How much do you think it's going to cost to get those people?" It was going to cost an extraordinary amount of money, especially in those days. The next week we went to see then-chairman and CEO of News Corporation Rupert Murdoch about why we should be investing this money. Rupert just looked at us and said, "Do it." I walked out of the office, my knees buckling, thinking, oh my God, I can't believe this man just committed this amount of money. More importantly, I can't believe the onus is now on me and I have to execute all of this.
Roth, who was responsible for hit dramas like The X-Files, Picket Fences, 21 Jump Street, and more, had never met Chuck Lorre, but he sure knew of his work and read his material. For that reason and more, Roth was relentless in his pursuit to sign him. And it worked. In the end, Roth made deals with all 7 comedy creators on his list.
Peter Roth. But only 2 of those deals actually worked out well, and only one of them paid for the entire investment and literally quintupled the original amount, and that was Chuck Lorre with one show, Dharma and Greg.